I think that police use a lot of tactics from Sun Tzu's Art of War. Okay, it might be required reading with police academies, I'm not sure, but a lot of the elements of tactics and training seem to be used with them. There's you could just look. You could just look at the internet and see references. There's some websites that compare police tactics for today's policing to the Sun Tzu's Art of War, which was implemented back in 2,500 years ago. You even see with Donald Trump, he made a book. He wrote a book called The Art of the Deal, which is very similar in nature. He didn't say art of deal because that didn't sound right. He put art of the deal instead of art of the war. Sun Tzu, it's called Art of War, and that may be just how the translation works in Chinese. And I think a lot of the Chinese concepts are really interesting. Okay, with a lot of things like even medicine, psychology. Medicine, you got Chinese medicine, you got Chinese face reading for psychology, the art of war. They look into the subtle things with situations, and it's just looking at the little things. Whereas in America, America looks for more explosive situations. America's more attuned to real high dramatics, whereas in China their approach is in the more of the subtleties. So there's a difference in the philosophies there, and using the Chinese approach as pretty helpful for the situations. And with the art of war, you have a lot of thoughts and observations that came from Sun Tzu that are very helpful for determining how to handle the situation good. So, like for example, I've got some quotes here. Like the general unable to control his irritation will launch his men to the assaults like swarming ants. So if the cop's not level-headed, he's gonna overreact and call in all the reinforcements and just overdo it. If he's really irritated with the suspect, then he'll go above and beyond. Or maybe we're talking about the police chief and how he controls his forces. The skillful leader subdues the enemy troops without fighting, and the cops are trained to verbally try to talk down the people in a very forceful manner, like get on the ground, listen to us, put your hands up, whatever. They'll yell immediately if the situation seems like it might escalate. They'll take that tactic right away using brute force. It can be very effective. Let's see. It is the rule of war. If our forces are 10 to the enemy's 1 to surround him, if 5 to 1 to attack him. So just having more people, more soldiers on the ground is really helpful for winning the situation. And the cops always have to win. Okay, that's their goal. If they lose, they could lose their life. All right, so they're trained to constantly win. All right, they'll avoid the situation if they're inferior, if their numbers are inferior, if their ammunition is inferior. They'll know they're trained to think. Can I subdue this individual? If I can, then I'll engage him. By attempting to govern an army in the same way as administering a kingdom, being ignorant of the conditions to obtain in an army, This causes restlessness to the soldiers. So if you try to govern soldiers like you do the country, the city, the town, the soldiers will get restless. And see, that's the problem with cops, is they're having a difficult time trying to maintain civility within the towns, the communities that they patrol around, because they're trained to be soldiers. So they're going to get restless by just during peacetime and stuff. So there's going to be little uprisings with the cops where they go over the top, because yeah, they were trained in all these military tactics in the law enforcement, and then they have to you know, I don't know, let their guard down or whatever in patrolling, even though they have a different, they're supposed to have a different kind of duty from soldiers, but seems more like they're getting more trained to be soldiers. When the army is restless and distrustful, trouble is sure to come from the other feudal princes. This is simply bringing anarchy into the army and flinging victory away. So maybe another leader will come in and lead these soldiers into battle, and they'll accept that because they're restless. He will win who knows how to handle both superior and inferior forces. I don't know if you can get overtaken by inferior forces, but they could be an irritation. He will win who prepared himself, waits to take the enemy unprepared. Always, the cops love taking people by surprise. That's a good tactic to have just when they're least expected. I get people knock on my window while I'm sleeping. That's taking me by surprise. That's the best way. Get them while they're sleeping. You always have the advantage with that. Alright, he will win who has military capacity and is not interfered with by the sovereign. So I guess a sovereign is your independent people, and if the independent people just don't get involved with fighting against the forces, then you have you have military supremacy there. Know the enemy, know yourself. Okay, if you can gain the victory if you know the enemy and yourself. If you don't know the enemy, you're gonna win half the time. If you don't know yourself, you'll win half the time. If you know neither, if you don't know yourself or the enemy, then you're guaranteed to lose every time. Let's see. One may know how to conquer without being able to do it. It's just envisioning winning. That's the cop's mentality. Just keep on envisioning how you're going to win those situations. Losing could mean you lose your life. So it's a winner take all for the situations. Let's see, and the cop's victory may not bring him reputation or wisdom nor credit for his courage, because it's always ingrained in them that they have to be winning anyway. So it's not like if they win, it's not like a big deal. It's a part of what they're supposed to be doing anyway. You win battles by making no mistakes, and they're constantly trained in that. So there's a lot of tactics with Sun Tzu Art of War. You can actually download the book free on the Kindle. So that's pretty nice. And it's a new updated app too, so you can navigate the book a little bit easier.